Hello guys, so I'm at the famous Pudding Lane, where close to the site of the Great Fire of London. So that's Pudding Lane right behind me, and then just opposite it you have the monument. So I'm going to turn around so you can see. And guess what? I climbed it. 311
Welcome back
feet, and
to
I have my
the channel. And in today's video, I'm just going to be carrying you around on my my waka my trip. The trip I made on the 1st of May, the Workers' Day. So basically, how we celebrated Workers' Day. So we just decided to visit historic site. Went to the London Bridge, the Tower of London, and then the monument. So here in this video you can see this is I'm standing on the London Bridge. So I'm looking down River Thames. Ahead, I'm standing right on the London Bridge. So the bridge you can see ahead is actually the Tower Bridge, even though sometimes people confuse it for London Bridge, because you see the Tower Bridge on a lot of postcard, lots of pictures, so people tend to think that is the London Bridge. No, that's actually the Tower Bridge. I'm going to later in the video I'll give you a close-up shot of the Tower Bridge. Now this is the Thames River. So the London Bridge and the Tower Bridge, they all sit on the Thames River. The Thames River is the second longest in the United Kingdom and the longest river in England. So basically the Thames River, this river that you're looking at, it's the longest in England, the longest river in England, and the second longest in the entire United Kingdom after the River Severn. So the River Severn is actually the longest. So here I just came down the bridge to show you, a close-up shot so you can see the London Bridge on it. So you know that this bridge where I was is the London Bridge, different from the Tower Bridge. So talking about the River Thames, it is known alternatively in some parts as the River Isis, and it's a river that flows throughout southern England, including London, at 215 miles. So we came down the bridge, the London Bridge, and then we just decided to walk to the Tower Bridge, which is just across, not far. It's a walking distance. I think it would take you about 5 to 7 minutes to get to the Tower Bridge. And usually there are a lot of boat cruises on this river. So you see a lot of, if you saw earlier in the video, you saw lots of ships, you saw boats. There are a lot of boat cruises. So you can just take advantage of one of the boat cruises and cruise from one part of London to the other part on the river. So even on this part of the river, you have people who are doing kayaking. So I'm thinking maybe on my next visit, fingers crossed, I'll try and do a little bit of kayaking, at least to add fun to the day. So of course you're not just going to get into the river like that. You have an instructor who's there teaching you. This will not be Africa now, Igbo. So they make sure that you're protected, you have your life jacket on, and then there's an instructor in the water as well teaching you. So this is one of the cruise boats going, and this is our Tower Bridge. Can even imagine the enjoyment in this river. The funny thing about these days, if you see, the videos are not really clear. The weather that day was horrible. The previous day, Saturday, we had a very fantastic weather, but on this day the weather was horrible. It was just gloomy, cloudy. The thing had a way of also dulling me. Now just here, close to where they're doing the kayaking, this is the entrance of the Tower of London. So we have a castle that is called, which is the main historic attraction here. It is called the Tower of London. It's a castle, right? And close to the castle is where you have the Tower Bridge. So the bridge is actually named after the castle, even though the bridge tends to take all of the glory, because a lot of people know the Tower Bridge, but they don't even know the Tower of London. So I'm just going to take you close to the tower, give you a close shot of the tower. It's a really big tower, and then tell you about the tower. If you come, like on the day we came here on a Sunday, it was very busy. You have lots of people from all around the world, from US, from Europe, lots of people holidaying who just came to, see this place. Okay, so this is the Tower of London. This is the castle. So I'm just going to show you round so you can see how big this castle is. So this Tower of London is named after its oldest building, which is the White Tower. William the Conqueror built the White Tower in the 1070s as a secure royal fortress. Now, he built the tower within the existing Roman city walls to help defend it from attack. The castle dominated London and its people and showed the power of the new king. Now, if you'd watched my previous video concerning the Museum of London, concerning my visit to the Museum of London, I touched a little bit on the history of London. So this was also captured. So if you've not watched that video, please go check that video out. The tower was also a royal palace. It had grand apartments where the king or queens could stay, entertain, and conduct their businesses. Kings and queens such as Elizabeth I stayed at the tower before they were crowned. They began the coronation process here in the tower, traveling through the city of London before being crowned at Westminster Abbey. So did I mention earlier that the Tower of London is almost 1,000 years old, and it's named after its oldest building, which is the White Tower. I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier. So we also said that William the Conqueror built the tower after he invaded England from northern France in 1066. So before I go on, if you're a visitor or a tourist, or you happen to visit London, or you come here and then you want to go in, you can actually go in. It's not free. I think is it 32 pounds per person per adult to go in. So you can go in, spend as much as you want. You have a tour of the entire castle. You see where the crown jewels are kept. You see where the slaves where the executions were carried out and stuff. So you that's 32 pounds, I think. It grants you access into the place. On this day, the crowd was massive. Of course, it was a Sunday, and usually in this city, Sunday weekends are usually busy. That's why people don't like to work weekends. Weekends are usually busy. Everybody wants to go out with their family, and they just want to go sightseeing. You can imagine this is a tourist place, so you can imagine the kind of crowd that was there. There was a lot of crowd. There are guards there, royal guards there, who will take you into the castle and take you around. Of course, you are also allowed to film when you go in. I couldn't go in on this day, but I plan to go in on my next visit. All right, so here is icing on the cake. This is the monument. Now, if you watched my previous video, you hear I talked about the Great Fire of London. I talked about the monument. So first off, this is me climbing the monument. When I started this journey, I thought it was 202 feet. But unfortunately, after I climbed up and I came down, I got my certificate, and then on my certificate I saw it was actually 311 feet. I was so proud of myself when I got down. When I got up, it was a totally different story entirely. Like, I totally freaked out. I couldn't. Oh my goodness, it's been over a week, but each time I still remember it, I'll just laugh. My husband had to do a video of me. You could imagine little children who climbed the monument. They were fine. they were excited, they were happy with the experience, like, oh, that's the roof garden, stuff like that. But me, Auntie Agba, so I was just holding the wall of the monument, like going down. The good thing is, when you get to the monument, you see when I get up, there's like a net around it, so of course you can't fall. I think it was the fear. I couldn't look down because I really freaked out. So I couldn't really capture. I didn't do a clean capture of what I of the, what's it called now, of the site from 311 feet above the ground. But I still enjoyed it. I still like, if you don't know, I've been having challenges with my health, so I've been very weak and for some time now. So the fact that I actually climbed up, come down successfully, told me, oh, I'm fit, I'm fine. It made me feel excited. It made me feel like everything is okay, like you're going back to your normal self again. So it was really excited for me. So this is me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is me on top of the monument now. Right?
Are you doing a video so I can collect the video from you?
And this is a view. You can see it's not so clear. This is a view from the top of the monument. I couldn't even take a decent picture from up here because I couldn't look down. There were people up there who were looking down. They had their loved ones down, children, maybe mother and child climbs up, and then daddy is down, and they get up there and they're waving at daddy. I don't even know how daddy will see them, or he just assumes it's them or whatever. But I wouldn't do that because looking down for me feels like I'm falling down. But let me just tell you a bit about the monument. So the monument was built between 1671 and 1677 to commemorate the Great Fire of London and to celebrate the rebuilding of the city. I'm not going to be talking about the Fire of London because I talked about it in previous video, but it's just good to know that the fire burned for 3 days, starting from the 2nd to the 5th of September, devastating 2/3 of the entire city of London and destroying 13,200 houses, 87 churches, and 52 library company halls. So basically, this monument just stands as a memorial. It stands as a remembrance of that fire. The fire was extinguished on Wednesday, 5th September, after destroying the greater part of the city. So you can imagine how big, if you've ever been to London. Let's even say you've not been to London. Let's even say you live in Nigeria, or maybe you are in Abuja or you are in Lagos. You can imagine a fire that will consume 2/3 of an entire city. That was how bad the fire was. So 2/3, so that's like 70% of an entire city. That was how bad it was. So this is me coming down coming down the stairs, feeling proud. It's easier coming down than going up. Going up was tough, but coming down was quite easy. Madam Oluchi coming down, feeling proud of herself. You can imagine the excitement. Coming down is easy, but it will still require you energy. You're coming down from high, And funny thing, of course, when I was climbing up, I was just telling myself, say that I carry my money because it's not free to climb. It's one of their tourist attractions. Nothing is free in this country. Absolutely nothing. So this is me down. This is me excited and doing a short video. After this place, we still ended up going to the British Museum for a short while. I'll carry you guys along on that one as well. So this is me signing out now. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly support us, give us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Have a beautiful day. Guys, please don't forget to drop us a comment so we know your reaction, know how you feel, know what you'd like to see, how we're doing, and ways and where to improve on. Thank you.